Welcome back everyone to this week's HR presentation. Again, my name is Jessica Long, and this week we will be going over affirmative action. During this presentation, we'll be going over what is affirmative action, Executive Order 11246, when is affirmative action taken, employer responsibility, employee rights, penalties, what is expected of you as a manager, and as always, contact information. Affirmative action is defined by the Civil Rights Council as any measure beyond simple termination of a disciplinary practice that permits the consideration of race, national origin, sex, or disability, along with other criteria, and which is adopted to provide opportunities to a class of qualified individuals who have either historically or actually been denied those opportunities, and or to prevent the recurrence of discrimination in the future. Now the video on this screen provided on the slide, it's very interesting and it's an entertaining crash course video on affirmative action. I do encourage you to come back to the slide and view the video after the presentation. An important portion of the affirmative action is Executive Order 11246. This order prohibits companies from discriminating against employees and applicants based on race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, or national origin, or because they have discussed, disclosed, or inquired about compensation. Affirmative action must be taken by covered employers to recruit and advance qualified minorities, women, persons with disabilities, and covered veterans. Affirmative actions include training programs, outreach efforts, and other positive steps. Now, an employer has many responsibilities for enforcing affirmative action. Some have already been discussed as in dealing with discrimination, but here are a few more that are necessary for compliance. We must create and enforce a comprehensive affirmative action plan, review and update the affirmative action plan every year and retain copies of the plan, keep accurate supporting employment data on file, make sure all affirmative action plan material is available for employees, and post notice of where this can be found, review outreach and recruiting programs, and ensure all applicants can self-identify and that information is kept confidential. If an employee reasonably believes that we have discriminated against them, contrary to an affirmative action program, or in violation of an underlying discrimination law such as race, color, or sex discrimination law, they can file a discrimination charge with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. They may also file a discrimination charge themselves or through their attorney or another representative. We may not retaliate against an employee for filing either a discrimination charge or lawsuit. And we are also prohibited from retaliating against witnesses who testify on their behalf, such as other coworkers. Now, during an audit of the affirmative action program, if an employer is found in violation, we'd be provided appropriate time to fix the issue. Now, if we were to fail to comply, even after being given ample time to do so, we could lose our government contract, we can be banned from future contracting with any government agency, or be ordered to pay compensation to victims for discrimination. Now, as a manager, there are certain responsibilities for you as well, as always. Provide a great work environment that is free from harassment, coercion, and discrimination based on race, religion, gender, disability, or national origin. Keep accurate employment records and retain those on file for at least 3 years. Provide copies of the affirmative action plan to all new applicants and employees. Ensure proper signage is posted for employees, instructing them where the affirmative action plan can be located, and help us to ensure that all information is kept confidential. In conclusion, an affirmative action plan is essential to ensuring that our work environment is diverse and fair for all individuals. The rules and regulations that have been set up are for the protection of our employees and our company, and it is our responsibility to ensure that they are followed and no person is discriminated against based on race, national origin, sex, or disability. If you have any questions, please contact the HR office. There are plenty of copies of the Affirmative Action Plan available for anyone that may need it. You can also contact the EEOC and the Department of Labor at their websites provided on the screen. I'd like to thank you all for listening to this week's presentation. I hope you have the great rest of your week. Thank you.